For January 8th, 2010, this is News Undies, all the news that shouldn't be news. I'm Paul Torville with these headlines. PETA uses First Lady not amused. Homeland Security not so secure. Missouri woman decides crummy burger worth criminal record. Man falls on own knife and dumps own body in trash in self-defense. Tired of slights, Gary Coleman takes full-sized ambulance to hospital. Roman Polanski. Hey gang, it's time for celebrity birthdays once again. I got my cake hat on. Let's rock. For Saturday the 9th, Carol Czapek, dead. Richard Nixon, dead. And Scott Martin. For Sunday the 10th, Roy E. Disney, dead. And Jim Croce, dead. For Monday the 11th, Grant Tinker and Mary J. Blige. For Tuesday the 12th, Sergei Korolev, dead. And Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, dead. Doesn't matter how long your name is, you're still dead. For Wednesday the 13th, Robert Stack, dead. And Rip Taylor. For Thursday the 14th, Albert Schweitzer, dead. And Andy Rooney. For Friday the 15th, Captain Beefheart and Andrea Martin, no relation. That's Celebrity Birthdays. I'm Paul Torville and I'm done! More news after this.
I'm an atheist.
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 I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
Democratic U.S. Senators Chris Dodd and Byron Dorgan are retiring at the end of their current terms, leaving their seats vacant. Both Dorgan and Dodd have faced controversy related to the 2008 financial meltdown, but both have stated that these controversies are not the reasons for their retirement. As if Democrats need more humiliation, the Democratic governor of Colorado, Bill Ritter, has also decided he's done his share. While Saddleback Church in Lake Forest, California is supposedly the right church, somehow God could not see his way to filling the $900,000 gap in the church's finances for 2009. The church's founder and senior pastor, Rick Warren, circulated a letter to the church's membership asking them to fill the hole. It seems that either Warren himself could have filled the gap, or more revealingly, God could have simply waved his divine hand and whoosh, but no. The shortfall was carried on the backs, the saddlebacks, if you will, of the faithful. The net result? The church took in $2.4 million. Tax-free. Nice. Mariah Carey. Tila Tequila, the Singapore-born Vietnamese-American singer, songwriter, model, and reality TV star, announced less than a month ago that she was engaged to marry lesbian heiress Casey Johnson. Both of them reportedly have storied histories of drug and alcohol abuse and really weird behavior. Now Johnson, a type 1 diabetic, has turned up dead in her West Hollywood home. Investigators believe she was dead for several days before her maid found her in a bedroom littered with insulin syringes. I guess it doesn't matter how rich your family is, if you're going to self-destruct, you're going to self-destruct. The December 25th attempt on Northwest Airlines Flight 253 by a 23-year-old Nigerian to set off explosives he'd snuck aboard in his underwear illustrates the continuing porousness of security in air travel. Can air travel be made safe and secure? Here are Pig and Sheep with their thoughts. Having liberty does me no good if I'm dead. Having privacy does me no good if I'm dead. I'm perfectly willing to have my liberties and privacy incrementally eroded in reactionary efforts to stop other events just like the last one. Just because I'm saved, why should I expect God to take care of that for me? Wow. Nothing can be made completely safe. Absolute security is unachievable. Committed perpetrators will always find a way through. The real question is, are you willing to take the risk or not? Life is risky and no one gets out alive. You can make reasonable efforts to mitigate likely negative outcomes, but sooner or later, you have to either accept the risk or don't accept it. And if you don't accept it, stay home. Well, that's what Pig and Sheep think. What are your thoughts? Email them to ovcomments@newsundies.com.
It's a whole half minute of sports, 30 seconds of sports. Who's the Wientraub sports half minute?
Hello and welcome to Moose Wientraub Sports Half Minute. I'm Moose Wientraub. Thanks for joining me. Today,
Who's the Wientraub sports half minute?
Apple fanboys have been in full pants-pooping mode for some time now because the rumors are strong that Apple will finally introduce a tablet computer. As one might expect, Microsoft has rushed to introduce the tablet PC first. Some media outlets have remarked that this is the second time Microsoft has ventured into tablet computing. Conveniently, no one seems to remember that Microsoft has been flogging this dead horse since it released the Windows for Pen Computing 1.0 as an add-on for MS Windows 3.11. It tried again with version 2.0, which was an add-on for MS Windows 95. Tommy Shaw, is that you?
You'll notice that when you watch NewsUndies, I'm always wearing a shirt from the Ursus Pacificus Kitsch Cave. Well, now you can too. You can help support NewsUndies by going to the Ursus Pacificus Kitsch Cave and getting some kitsch.
And now, here's your exclusive past cast weather for the week ending January 8th, 2010.
For the Northeast, there were daytime temps around 16 with occasional rain. For the Boston to D.C. coast, we saw temps in the mid-30s with a couple inches of precipitation. The Appalachians had temps in the high 20s with a couple inches of precipitation.
And that's your exclusive past cast weather. Avatar! A 20-year-old Vero Beach, Florida man was charged with incest and attempted sexual battery for having sex about 20 times with a relative over the course of 8 years. The victim, a woman now 87 years old, suffers from dementia. Her name and relation to the suspect, Garrett Andrew Douglas, has not been released. Douglas was caught naked on top of his victim in her room by another family member on the 29th of December. If you take a moment to do the math, he was 12 when he started accosting his 79-year-old relative. There's so much wrong with this, I don't even know where to begin. And finally, and I do mean finally, we all saw this coming, didn't we? The Burj Khalifa, formerly known as the Burj Dubai, a 2,700-foot office and residence tower in Dubai, has finally opened. Under construction since 2004, the building dumps over 3.5 million square feet of office space on an already glutted market. The LA Times has called it the latest in a string of monuments to architectural vacancy. By some accounts, this is the most inopportune building opening since the Empire State Building dumped over 2 million square feet of office space on the New York market in the depths of the Great Depression. Well, that's all for this edition of NewsUndies. If you see news that shouldn't be news, send your story tips to undies@newsundies.com. Remember, NewsUndies is a weekly show. We'll be back on Friday, January 15th with fresh NewsUndies. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Paul Torveld. After that, I might be Magnus Carlsen. Now, I have something that I want to share with you. This is something that I stumbled upon in the supermarket, and I don't know what to think. I'm actually horrified by this. It may look like an ordinary can of, say, whipped topping, but it's not. No, it's Batter Blaster. Yes, it's pancake batter in a spray can.